Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and practicing and learning together. My company is called Adventure to Peace for a reason. To me, what we're doing here is like an adventure. We are trying things, we're moving in different directions to see what works. But the end goal, to me, I think, is the same for everyone. We want to create some kind of peace. I call it peace. Other people might call it bliss or serenity or joy, or something like that. And this is a conversation. One of the things I so like about the 10:30 program today is that we all sit there together and we actually talk and share. So the conversation there is a little bit more obvious. Here is me doing a lot of the talking. Last week, Patricia was kind enough to speak up and ask a few questions about meditation. And I listened to her and decided to do things a little bit different today and see what you guys think. So what we do here is that we have a physical practice and then we do a meditation. And what is it that we're actually doing? In my Monday class, the Yoga Nidra, we have talked about the 5 Koshas many times. In yoga, the 5 Koshas is a concept. The first Kosha is your physical body. That's pretty easy. I can touch it, I can feel it, I can move it. The second Kosha is another part of you, it's the breath. That's also pretty easy. I can notice it, I can notice my inhale and my exhale. The third part of me, or the third Kosha, is my thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings. That's where we create stories. That's the part that's important in meditation. Okay, the fourth Kosha is the wisdom body. That's the part of me that can simply observe what's going on. And the fifth Kosha is the bliss body, where things are like peaceful. They're like bliss, joy, peace, serenity, something like that. The 2 parts we work with in meditation is the third and fourth Kosha, the thoughts and feelings and the wisdom body. So in meditation, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to step into my wisdom body and observe the mind creating stories. To understand that I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings, I am not the stories I create. It's just a part of me. In yoga, the question, who am I really? And the answer to that question is that I am part of the divine. I am always here. My physical body might disappear for a while and then I come back. But I, as the part of energy, I might transform into different things, but I never disappear. Those are some of the ideas we work with in yoga. Okay. Another tool that I'm using is Pema Chodron. She is an American Buddhist nun. She has shared with us a lot of her wisdom in books and stuff. So I'm going to read just the first part of some of her wisdom now, and then I'll read the entire thing later on. And the title is The Perfection of Patience. Patience is not learned in safety. It is not learned when everything is harmonious and going well. When everything is smooth sailing, who needs patience? If you stay in your room with the door locked and the curtains drawn, everything may seem harmonious, but the minute anything doesn't go your way, you blow up. There is no cultivation of patience when your pattern is to just try to seek harmony and smooth everything out. Patience implies willingness to be alive rather than trying to seek harmony. Remember, we don't have to agree with the teachers we are studying with. Yeah? We listen to them, we learn, and then you guys decide what works for you. Okay, let's start the physical practice. And the physical practice we do here is more or less the same every week, and that's a reason for it. So I want, the goal is to make this, that we remember the physical movements and we can start to step back into the wisdom body and simply observe and feel what's going on with the physical body. Okay, finding your seat. Sitting up tall. Pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. Shoulders are wide, neck is long. If you like, you can bring awareness to your feet and the soles of your feet, and notice the connection to earth or to the ground. And the ground, or your yoga mat connects to the floor, connects to the house, the building, the foundation, and eventually earth. Maybe you want to lift your heels, lift your toes. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, bring awareness to your sitting bones. Notice how the sitting bones are connecting to the chair. One side and the other side. Maybe notice where you have your weight. Is it equally distributed? And then bringing your awareness up to the crown of the head. Notice how the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. So part of you is reaching up towards the sky. The other one is releasing into earth. So your sitting bones are heavy. And the crown of the head is reaching up. The spine is lengthening. Releasing into earth or down towards earth and reaching up towards the sky. And then if you'd like, you can spend some time in the first kosha, your physical body, just checking in with your physical body. What does your physical body feel like today? Are you hot, cold? Are there any aches or pains? And then moving into the second kosha, the breath body. Noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And without changing the breathing in any way, just notice what kind of breathing are you using right now? Is it short? Is it long? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And then from the second kosha, moving into the third kosha, thoughts and feelings. What kind of stories are you creating right now? What kind of thoughts are there? Maybe you're thinking about your day ahead. Oh, I have to go to the store. I mustn't forget to buy whatever I need. Maybe I'm preparing for something else. Whatever story that's creating, or whatever thoughts are going on in your mind. So where is your thought and feeling, your third kosha today? Is it very busy? Is it calm? Is it scared? Is it bored? And then moving into the fourth kosha, the wisdom body. Can you find the part of you that can simply step back and observe what's going on without judging? And let's move all the way into the fifth kosha, the bliss body. What part of you feels joy, bliss, peace with what is? And then moving back out to the wisdom body, thoughts and feelings, breath body, and your physical body. Okay, now put your hands on your knees and then start the cat-cow movement. Exhale and round. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale and round. So the first and the second kosha are here working together. Your physical body and your breath body. You inhale into your back bend. Exhale and round. And then coming back to stillness, arms in cactus, and then gently twisting from side to side. Maybe start swimming. And what stories is your mind creating when you think about swimming? Do you like swimming, or does water scare you? These are all stories that we are creating. All right, coming back to neutral, look at that right thumb, look at the thumb, pick a color, and then draw a big circle, Drawing big circles with your favorite color, or a color that you would like to explore. Maybe you think that your favorite color is green, and maybe like, I want to explore a different color today. I'll pick a yellow crayon this day. And then back to neutral, look at the left thumb, pick another color or the same, and draw a big circle. Big circle. Look at that thumb. Look at the circle that you are creating. Maybe you want to play with a color that you don't really like. Pink is not one of my favorite, for instance. Maybe I'll pick pink and see what happens when I pick the color pink. And then back to neutral. Now, let's open the fingers and do some blinking stars. Blinking, bubbling stars. Blinking, bubbling stars. And bring them all the way up. Maybe clasp the hands, turn the hands around. Maybe go from side to side, waking up the sides of the body. Maybe you want to come here and twist a little bit, or do something completely different. You don't have to do what I'm doing. And then release, blinking, 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 and bubbling star. What kind of blinking and bubbling star are you? And then release. Bring the arms out in airplane. Reach the fingertips away from each other, away from each other. You can imagine how you're breathing into the manubrium in between the collarbones. Breathe in, exhale, and allow the breath to travel out through the arms, extending, creating more space in between every joint. And then adding some movement. So I'm going to inhale and turn the palms up and back. Exhale, turn them forward. Inhale, turn them up and back. Exhale, forward. So it's the same movement as the cat and cow. We're just adding the arms and turning the arms and shoulders and reaching the hands away from each other. And then on your next exhale, bring the arms behind you, hold on to opposite forearms, and then stay there for a moment. Notice how your physical body, the first Koshas, feels right here. Find any tightness. And then use your breath body to smoothen out. Breathe into the tightness. Exhale, rinse, clean, smooth it out. And then release one arm, bring it all the way up and over, and then scratch yourself in between the shoulder blades. Release that arm back. Hold on to opposite elbows. Stay for a few moments, and then release the other arm. Bring it all the way up. Scratch yourself in between the shoulder blades. And then release both arms. Hands back on your knees. Bring your awareness to your sitting bones again. And then start to shift the weight from sitting bone to sitting bone. You can continue this movement, or if you want to, you can start making circles. Maybe you want to widen your feet and make even bigger circles. You can go one way or the other. Maybe you want to even straighten your knees. Maybe you want to move back and forth. You could even imagine having a crayon at the crown of your head and draw a picture with your head. What would that picture look like? And then coming back to neutral, feet in Tadasana, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, and then lifting that right knee off the floor, creating big circles, opening up the hip joint, going one way and then the other way. Maybe you want to straighten your knee a little bit. And then step it out wide, elbows on knees, lengthen the spine, fingertips together. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can bring the fingertips down towards the earth, maybe walk them forward. Knees, we keep the knees wide, and then come back up. Right foot comes on the left knee for seated pigeon. Use your fingers and bring the fingers in between the toes, to open up those feet. We want the energy to flow freely in our body. Gently guiding that knee out with your elbow. Elbows and knees, they like each other. Maybe you want to lean forward. Maybe you want to start making circles. Or maybe you prefer to sit still. And then release. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Left knee comes up, making big circles, big circles. The core is working. Maybe I want to straighten that knee. Maybe I want to hold on to my toe when I do this. There's so many different ways of moving. I am simply suggesting a few. And then stepping out wide, elbows on knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine, neck is long. Checking with the breathing. And then if you want to, you can bring the hands down to the floor. Maybe walk your hands forward, lengthening that spine. Bring the knees. So the tendency is that the knees want to collapse in. So resist the collapse and bring the knees, hold the knees wide using your muscles. Come back up, left foot on right knee. Use your fingers to place them in between the toes to open up the toes. Here, maybe you want to flex and point your toe, flex and point. You can always add or deduct and modify anything I do. You are the expert on you. No one else. Okay, and release. Come back to neutral. Hands on your knees, maybe some cat-cow. And then we're getting ready for working with the legs. And we work with the legs using the chair. You can do this in many ways. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna make sure that the heels are fairly close to the chair. So I feel that this chair is supportive and helpful. Transfer the weight forward and up. And then come back down again, just checking that the chair is working, that this is working. And when I feel that, okay, this is sturdy enough for me to work, then I can decide what I want to do. Do I want to go up and down? Do I want to touch the chair and then come up an inch? Maybe I want to lift one leg, lift the other. Maybe I want to jump. So you come up with your version. And when I start feeling tired and then I want to sit down, I try to stay a little bit longer. And then I take a break. And then I do it again. This is very similar to the 15 minutes of meditation we do at the end. Few people can sit here for 15 minutes. So I'm going to sit here for a while, and then it's going to get boring or painful. And then I'm going to stay a little bit longer, and then I'm like, I need a break. And then I'm going to try again. I'm going to get up. I'm going to find my position, whatever I prefer. Stay there for a while. It's going to get boring, painful. I'm going to create all kinds of stories why this is a bad idea. I'll watch those stories. Interesting. And then I stay a little bit longer, and eventually my legs are going to get stronger, and maybe I can go on that bike tour I wanted to do. Or maybe I could walk up those stairs that would take me up to that viewpoint. Eventually coming all the way up to standing. Okay, here we are. I'm going to start with my feet are like a little bit wider than my hips. My arms are heavy. Arms are heavy. I'm just going to let them swing from side to side, rotating the body. Shifting my weight from one leg to the other. And then maybe if I want to, I can bend the knees and add some more rotation. Arms are heavy. Shoulders are open, arms are heavy. Maybe I want to look behind me. Maybe I want to walk around and swirl around. Leave the mat and swirl around. My arms are heavy. Maybe you have music on in your house. And then eventually coming into cactus, and then start to swimming, reaching forward. And then look at your right thumb, draw a big circle, look behind you, that follow that thumb, look at that thumb. And then try the other one. Then blinking stars, open and close the hands, open and close. This is a lot of muscles in the forearms. After a while, we get tired. Maybe bring them all the way up. Look at the blinking stars. Maybe you're reaching and picking some blinking stars to the side, forward, maybe behind you. And then eventually clasp the hands, turn them over, and then go from side to side, side to side. Another thing you can try if you want to is to come, clasp the hands, turn them around, straighten the elbows, turn to one side, open up the arms and reach the fingertips away from each other. Reach away, reach away, reach away. Release, then blinking stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them around, turn to the other way, other side, open up the arms, reach the fingertips away from each other, and then release. Okay, now open up the fingers as much as you can. Imagine that there's something heavy that you need to push away, push away, push away, push away, push away, push away, and then hold it there, hold it. Maybe it's so heavy and when it comes back, and then maybe you can't, you have to bend the elbows a little bit, and then you regain your power and you push it away again. Maybe it's a habit or a pattern you have that is not helpful. Okay, maybe you need to kick it, use our legs and kick it away, kick it away, kick it away. To the side, behind you. And then release. Hands on your hips and then kick some butt, kick some butt. And then come with your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and then start to move or lift the foot off the floor. The toes are pointing forward. We're lifting with the outside of the hip, yeah, outside of that leg. So you can do this, or if you want to, you can balance on one leg and lift that foot. You can even bend the standing leg and balance, or work with balance, strength of the outer leg and strength in the thigh at the same time. That's a possibility. So finding something that works for you. Or maybe you want to move that lifted leg up and down a few times. And release. Okay, let's do 3 sound salutations. 3 sound salutations. Today I'm going to do it without the chair. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. Number 2, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. And release. Okay. Now, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight into your left leg. The right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves. Bring the arms out for warrior two. Fingertips are reaching away from each other. Imagine that you have crayons or colors on all 5 fingertips, and then draw that big circle. Draw that big circle going from side to side. And we are traveling from reversed warrior to extended side angle. Coming back to warrior two, stand there for a while. Maybe widen your legs a little bit more. Maybe bending that front knee even more. Reaching the fingertips away from each other. Hands on your hips, straighten that front knee. Let the front hand slide down the front knee for Trikonasana. The right elbow is pointing up, pointing up. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can bring that arm up. You can also use the chair. Coming back to warrior two. Now we're going to move forward. So I'm going to bring that back foot in a little bit. Hold on to the chair. And then lift the back foot. I'm going to look at the big toe. And then dip the toe in the water and lift it up. Dip and lift it up. Dip and lift it up. Maybe you want to hold it, bring it higher. Maybe you want to draw circles up here. Small circle. Dip it in the water, bring it up, draw a circle. And then bring the feet back together. Bend the knees and come back up to standing. All right, other side. Inhale to chair. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight into your right leg. Left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Open up the arms and the pelvic half for warrior two. Fingertips are reaching away from each other. Imagine that you have 5 colors. And then draw that big circle. Draw a big circle. We're going from reversed warrior to extended side angle. Reversed warrior, extended side angle. And we are warriors for peace. Warriors for peace. Coming back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten that front leg, let the front hand slide down the front leg. Left elbow is pointing up. You can stay here, or you can bring that arm up. You can look up towards the sky if you want to. And then coming back, bending the front knee, coming back to warrior two. Okay, now I'm going to transfer the weight forward. I'm going to move in, bring that back foot in a little bit, and then lifting it off the floor, looking at the big toe. Dip the toe in the water, lift it up. Dip the toe in the water, lift it up. You can do this, or maybe you want to hold it up there. Maybe you want to do small circles. Building strength in the outer hips, outer hips. Dip it in the water, lift it up. And when you feel like taking a break, you can, and then you get back to it, just like with the meditation practice. No one or few people would like to do this for 15 minutes without a break. And then bring your feet back together, bend your knees, and come back up to standing. Okay, tree posture. You can use the chair, you can use the wall. I actually prefer or recommend not using any support. I find it more helpful to start here. If this is where my balance is today, that's fine. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. This might be your tree posture. Okay, another option would be to transfer the weight to your left leg, bring the right heel up. Already here, the body is like, woo, what's going on? You might bring the arms out, that might be helpful to you, or maybe hands on hips. You could, if you want to bring that knee out, and then maybe lift the toes off the floor just for a moment. If that's easy, you could do something else. Bring the knee up, maybe place it in a traditional tree posture. I want the knee to be either above or below the knee. We don't want to push on the knee joint. Or maybe you want to create a completely different tree. And then back together, back to neutral. Checking in. If you want to transfer the weight to the right foot, left heel comes off the chair, the floor. And then decide, what kind of tree would you like to practice today? Is it a toe dipping tree? Is it a traditional tree? Or is it a new kind of tree? Or maybe it's an airplane. And then coming back to neutral. Okay, let's do some blinking stars again. Open up the hands, bring them all the way up. Turn the hands around, go from side to side. And then bring the arms in cactus. This time bring the knee in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out a few times. Hands on hips, kick some butt. And then bring the hands in Anjali Mudra and press the hands together. Press the hands together. Equal forces pressing against each other, creating balance. Okay, release, last one. When we practice getting down and then getting up. So I'm going to hold on to the chair. I'm going to step my feet back. I'm going to spread the toes as much as I can and then release the knees down. Release the knees down. So this helps to open up the foot and the toes. And we're also practicing to get back up after we fall. We all fall. So if I fall, if I find myself on the floor, first I check in. If I can move, I start moving towards the chair. I hold on to the chair, some kind of support. And then I get my forearms on the chair. Maybe clasp the hands. This is a triangle, that's very strong. And then I check in with my breathing. I tuck the toes. And then I lean heavily onto the chair and my forearms. And then I lift the knees off the floor. And here we can even practice this. This is a strength building exercise, lifting the knees back and forth a few times. Eventually, the hips are going to go up. I'm going to walk my feet towards the chair. Stay there. And then bend the knees, hands on the chair. And then slowly, slowly come back up to standing without fainting. All right, let's get into the meditation practice. We have another 15 minutes. So, another practice we could do today, if you wanted to, you could do the sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, and I'm using my thumb and the index. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa stands for birth. Ta symbolizes life. Na is death. And ma is rebirth. So it's a circle. It's a circle. In yoga, we believe that the divine part of me it's always there. It's always there. The physical body comes and goes and changes, but the true me is always there. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. So if you want to, when we practice, you can sit and you can close your eyes if you want to, and then say, and hold your hands on your knees, and then use the fingers. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. That's a possibility. You can also combine the two practices with your one when you're just sitting and watching the breath. Losing it, starting to think about it, think about all kinds of things. And then remembering or noticing that we're thinking, bring your awareness back to your breath. So what's the difference between the two? The one, we use the breath as the focus point. The other one, we use physical touch and words. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. What that does is if I have a lot of stories going on in my mind, I'm creating a new story, which is sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. And that might help me. So depending on the day, you might pick one over the other. I'm just going to read this section one more time. I'm just going to do the first part. The perfection of patience. We need patience we need to be patient with ourselves. Patience is not learned in safety. It is not learned when everything is harmonious and going well. When everything is smooth sailing, who needs patience? If you stay in your room with the door locked and the curtains drawn, everything may seem harmonious. But the minute anything doesn't go your way, you blow up. There is no cultivation of patience when your pattern is to just try to seek harmony and smooth everything out. Patience implies willingness to be alive rather than trying to seek harmony. Okay, so let's practice for about 10 minutes. And then I'll end the meditation by hitting this singing bowl. So if you want to, I'll guide the Satanama. If you want to, you can follow me there. So sitting up tall, checking in with the earth, maybe lifting the heels and the toes, spreading the toes. Pit of the pelvis goes in and up, in and up. Shoulders are wide, neck is long. Sitting bones are grounded into the chair. The crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. I'm bringing my awareness to my breathing. And then I turn my hands around. I find the thumb and the index finger just tapping nicely. And then if I want to, I can try the Sa-ta-nama. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa for the index finger, ta for the middle finger, na for the ring finger, ma for the pinky. Sa, ta, na, ma. I can whisper it, I can sing it, I can say it out loud, I can say it in my head. Sa, ta, na, ma. It means birth, life, death, rebirth. Birth, life, death, rebirth. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And now I'll be quiet and I'm going to let you to practice on your own for about 6-7 minutes. And gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe rock your head from side to side, a slow awakening. Maybe some cat-cow. And if you'd like, you can place your hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank you, inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, look at the floor in front of you, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.